All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is up? What is happening? Welcome to the Collegiate Star League. It is week 4 of the season. We're a little bit scattered all over the place, but we actually have a week 4 match today to kick off the day. For our first map is going to be Texas A&M versus Houston. Two considerable powerhouses down in the southern tip in the southern conferences down there. And joining me tonight, we have Crackshot CS. What's happening, Zach? Can you hear me all right?
Oh, okay. Here we go. Yep. I always literally every week I forget to unmute myself. So just remind me as you introduce me, and then I'll unmute myself.
I was just trying. I started working the telepathy, just seeing if I could reach.
Oh yeah, I always forget to unmute myself on Discord for some reason. I don't know.
It's all good. How are you doing, man? How's your weekend? Are you feeling better? We missed
yeah,
you.
I'm
We
feeling
missed you
a
last
bit
week.
better. Yeah, I know. I was having a bit of a rough week. Unfortunately, I'm kind of weaning off a couple of medications that they've had me on for a while now, so it's a bit rough right now. I'm getting over it though, and hopefully within the next 2 weeks I'll be able to move back home and get back on the streaming horse, and get back into my regular, I guess, internet life routine with casting and everything. So I'll be able to cast more, provide more for CSL and everybody, and just being around more.
It's awesome. No, I was gonna say I was gonna make a little joke, with CS without your life, it's like detoxing, and just you're sitting in your room, just cold sweats, just damn, I just want to see a knife round right now. I just want to see, I just want to see some teams eco right now.
It's just I watch it on my phone, and that's how I kind of get my fix because I can't really play too much right now. And then also it was funny because the other day my nurse came to the house and I had I was having problems with low blood pressure, and she said you need to put more salt into your diet. And I thought about it. I'm like, I haven't been playing any CS.
Oh, that's great. That's funny.
So yeah, that's what I'm blaming it on. Start playing some CS, hopefully get higher blood pressure.
Well, at least you got a great attitude about it. It sounds like at least you have a good attitude about it, which is good, and we're glad to have you here tonight. Obviously, as you see, my ugly mug is here for some reason again. That is because True should be coming back in. He might be in for the 7 p.m. PT broadcast pretty soon. We'll find out. And as well, we might also have Mahone join us for the later one as well. We'll see about that. But for now, you guys get to deal with me. Hey, not the worst of the worst, but we'll do what we can. But tonight we have let's talk a little bit about the match. We've got Texas A&M versus Houston. Texas A&M, obviously a very strong squad. Coming into this match, they are 2-1, and that one is really, I don't even want to count it really, because they opened up 16-0 and 16-10 with wins over Tennessee and Texas Tech, who we actually watched last Wednesday night, that match, and that was a really awesome game between both of those schools, going back and forth on overpass. But in their week 3 weekend, I don't know what happened. I haven't had a chance to really talk to them, but they had a forfeit loss versus North Texas, so whether scheduling issues occurred or whatever the case is, they ended up receiving a forfeit loss, which is very unfortunate in the case for A&M, because they could possibly be 3-0. I'm not going to knock North Texas, and they're not a bad team by any means, but I think they might have been favored going into that one as well if they actually ended up playing. Now, Houston tonight, they're coming into this 1-1. They lost to Austin on Nuke 13-16. We've kind of talked about this before, and Nuke, all as a map as it is, it could kind of go either way. And seeing that close score line, it's tough to say exactly what the hell happened on that map, or what could have been to an extent. And then as well, they beat UT Dallas in week 2. They haven't played their week 3 match because they actually rescheduled it for later this week against UT Arlington, the potential top team in that group. So we'll have to, kind of keep an eye as the week goes on how those results end up coming. But for now, they have an opportunity to get their second win maybe of the season against A&M on Train. How do you feel about Train as a map overall? Definitely don't get to see it too often, I feel like, unless it's on the pro side.
Yeah, I do enjoy watching it. I do enjoy playing it as well. And I mean, when you play organized CS and leagues and stuff, you do get to play it a little bit more. It's not my personal best map or by any means, but it's a lot of fun to play. And it's a lot of fun to generate strategy with your team on. But also I think it really also separates the good teams from the great teams, because if you're not good on your CT side right now in the current meta of things, a good team on this map will just steamroll you. They'll just run out and control the outer yard, or they'll just hit you with a fast B play. And if they're hitting their shots, it can feel really overwhelming as a CT right now, despite this being normally thought of as a CT sided map. I think that in that regard, it's important to think about it that way for this league, especially.
Indeed, indeed. I agree with you 100% in that regards. I think this is going to be kind of cool to watch and see, because we'll end up seeing a lot of the strategy come out from teams, and you can't exactly treat this like say Dust, where you kind of suka rush B all the way in. Even though we do see that at times on the B side, but
the pistol strat to rush B is just it's strong no matter what. I mean, no matter how you look at it, a B rush on pistol round is always good. It doesn't really matter what map you're looking at. So this one, it's very common. I would bet money that somebody's going to rush B on pistol in this match we're about to see.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Well, we're going to be going into a little bit of a 1-minute break. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back with Texas A&M versus Houston. Alright guys, what is up? Welcome back. We are loading up right now into the knife round, it looks like, for our match right now. Give me a second. For some reason, the image for our overlay doesn't want to show. No biggie there, though. It'll take about half a second to get that up and going again. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. I cannot wait to watch this. Alright guys, there we go. Now we're in the knife round. Looking at the T side of Houston, or at least for now on the T side, they got Sans, Panzer, Firechong, Cool Kids, and Cash D Money. Meanwhile, on the Texas A&M side, we see Smoothie, Sphere, Roxer, Malf, and Ghost. Roxer, I remember last game, had a pretty big match that we watched him on, as well as also great support from Sphere and guys like Malf, but they are going to swap sides. Houston starting on CT, Texas A&M going to be starting on the T side. Now, in a sense, when you're looking at this map from the CT side, how do you like to set up? I want to say, at least for you personally, do you like to put a 2-split on B? Do you like to have somebody around Pop Dog, or do you know how would you split up everything on this map?
Well, my team before, we used to play a 4-1, and then we would change it up, and I think that's the secret to this map that a lot of teams don't do, is they have these very solid, not very fluid defaults. I think you have to be very fluid on this map with your defaults, changing things up. It's so big, there's so many angles, so many choke points, that you want to be surprising your opponent as much as possible. So some rounds we'd play one player on B, some rounds we'd play two, some rounds we'd push, some rounds we wouldn't. It all just kind of was like we would kind of go with the flow, and I think that's the best way to play it CT side. But as far as starting out on the pistol, maybe have one player spot upper B and see if it's going to be a B rush, and then other than that, you can stack outer yard in case they do like an outer split. I mean, that's probably how I would do it.
Gotcha. Well, let's see if that goes through as we see the first round underway right now. A&M heading up towards B side. Let's see what they decide to do, if they commit all the way over to B. And that, for the moment, looks to be the case. They're starting to kind of walk, though. And Cool Kids might be the first one for the U Houston side to spot or hear anything going on. They only technically have Panzer over on B side right now, keeping an eye on what's going on. And here they come. towards towards the site, and there's really not a lot of setup just there ready. But Cash D finally rotates. He gets on top of one of the trains, and now it is going to be up to Panzer to deny at least the initial part here of maybe some sort of a push. And they're trying to spot somebody, but really great job from A&M. They're kind of hiding. Panzer gets a headshot.
And yeah, it'll be a retake coming in here for Houston, but Roxor's going to find the one here, and that's going to even things out initially as the retake is coming in.
Cool Kid's
going to get blinded up. Oh yeah, he takes for the nice headshot. Now Cash D's going to find one onto Roxor. They're able to tap the bomb. They're going to want to let the Kit guy get on that actually, so they're going to. That's a bit of a miscommunication, but Malf looking for the fight initially, and the Molly's going to go onto the bomb, and the Kit guy's going to go down. This could be a round for the fight in Aggies.
Well, it's going to be on Malf, and I think they're actually going to end up getting the round unless they can defuse in time, and it looks like he will be able to get it! Just gets it with maybe a split second left to spare. Wow, Houston clutch right there. You saw the rest of the CTs getting the hell out of that site.
Yeah, they didn't quite trust him there, and I mean, it was worth it to go for it. I mean, it's always worth it to go for it on pistol, so it's good that good that he went for it. Nice little retake there. They were able to take out the fight Aggies, but like I said, the B rush is powerful no matter what. So they'll just buy up, looks upgraded pistols here, and then go for that third round surprise buy. Probably get some make hits across the board and go for something explosive out on the outer yard.
Yeah, I mean, I want to give props to Ghost right there. I think that Molly was actually great to knock it off, to knock off any kind of bomb. But a little bit of a fight in Pop Dog right there. Trade Ghost takes down Cool Kids, but Cool Kids gets Smoothie. Cash D also manages to get Ghost, and now it's a 3-on-4. They managed to pick up one of the guns, but still a bit of a disadvantage right now for the Aggies as they try to figure out what they kind of want to do. Scout's going to be trying to spot anybody coming over into the A side, and really, this is a tough position to find yourself in. As the gun advantage, the numbers game is just a little bit hard to pull off.
Not to mention that the gun that they did get for that trade was the MP9, and when you're just rocking out with like no armor on these kind of rounds, that's not the gun you want to be finding. You'd be hoping for like a scout or a rifle at that point. So it looks like Cashy's spraying away. The players are making their way out of ladder room here, and they're making their way into the A site. The bombs rotated in, but the damage will. Roxor with a nice 1-dig, but Panzor and Firechong are finding kills of their own to see if Roxor can do any more damage here. Damage is what he's going to be looking for. Another one. Wow.
Yeah,
he's doing some good damage here.
Rocks are putting on a little bit of a show in the early rounds with the Deagle. Looking a little bit the wrong way. He might find himself a CT here pretty quick. He hears the shuffling around. Gets another headshot on Sans. And only one remaining. And that's Firechong with only 13 HP. You don't need a Huandig for this one. Anything could work, but Firechong manages to get the shot off on Roxor before he spots him. And clutch round for Houston right there. Turned into a clutch round only just because Roxor decided to turn it on for A&M.
Yeah, that's actually huge because look at the money here for the side of UH Premier. Like they look at the money on the fighting Aggies. They're able to buy into this with 5 AK-47s. You got 4 FAMASs and an MP9 now on the side of UH Premier. So I mean, fighting Texas Aggies have a huge advantage now in the third round because they're able to find that bomb plant and do a ton of damage in the second round. We're seeing early trade coming out here. Ghosts and Sans are going to find kills before Ghost is traded out, but Roxor made his way into the site. He's going to try to be the star of the round again. Finds another entry, 1 kill before Cash takes him out, and now the A side maybe being rethought here a little bit by the Texas Aggies.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for now, at least A&M, even though they're losing these rounds, they're kind of having a little bit of their way and getting onto site right now, not having problems. Sfera finds a stance right there. He'll find himself Cash D. Can he find himself the triple? No, he can't. Sfera goes down to Panzer, but Panzer all by himself. Can he do it? Doesn't spot a Smoothie coming around the corner in time, and GG, 2-1 right there, finally a round for the Aggies. I think, that's kind of what could have probably happened maybe over the past 2 rounds, but they finally kind of took those gun battles and ended up winning this time around. It's just unfortunate. I feel like the past couple rounds they were really close. Could have been, maybe a 3-0 even A&M's way.
Yeah, there could go anyway when they get that close. Of course, in the pistol, they were pretty close to winning. They had the Molly go down, but it was just a little bit too early, unfortunately. And the numbers game was just too good for Houston coming in on that retake. The retake B is really successful, and that's why people play just one player there. But it looks like a fast A play is going to be coming in here from Texas Aggies. They're going to be looking to take out these players. We
Rocks
just
are
have
really
pistols.
aggressive. I think he's distracting over the players that are about to go into Ivy right now. They're calling up Rocks with a really aggressive pop dog play, and they're really doing a great job of distracting them. And while this is going on, right behind them, Ghost and what looks to be Sphere are trying to find a bit of an opening, and they really need to come onto site and help their team right now. Managed to kind of trade a little bit worse than they might have possibly could have there already. And there we go. Smoothie Ghost get 1-2. Buckle my shoe, and that's a nice easy round for A&M right there. I was surprised. I mean, Heroxer came out there really aggressive through Pop Dog. I mean, had almost 4 players looking at A-Site right there and just weren't able to really deal with him as he came on out. Kind of surprising.
He did a really good job of guessing that it was going to be a full save. So he was playing aggressive, knowing that like they were just going to be doing little bits and pieces of damage to him with the USP there. You saw how long he was able to stay alive at that E-box position, doing damage. It looks like they're going to go for another eco. This is a B push, and they're going to catch maybe 1 or 2 players here.
Oh, when worlds collide, this is going to get a little bit ugly here. I feel like for Houston.
And into the meat grinder they go, with Mouth's going to find 1 and 2. Ghost wins the last 3. Only able to get 1 kill this time around, but what can you do?
Yeah, that's definitely a little bit tough right there for Houston. I mean, again, that's what happens. You kind of rush in there, you do the best you can, but obviously they waited patiently right there. I think they also obviously heard them stomping around too, so good that they had a couple players ready there with rifles ready to kind of take them down. So
yeah, I mean, you're not paying attention. That kind of play can get you, especially in like a pug. That play would work really, really well because people aren't going to be ready for it. But a good thing for the Fighting Aggies that they were ready for it this time around. But now they're going to push 4 guys towards the Ivy, and the bomb's going to go with them. That's 1 player just holding down on T-Con, making sure they're not going to be getting flanked. This is an interesting play. It looks like they got a set piece going on here involving Ivy.
Oh, cute boost. Really cute boost right there, and that pushes Ghost over the top and through. He's going to spot him in time. He does. Wow, great entry on the side, but Sands trades him out. Sands trades 2 out. No scope! How are you feeling about that? Gets 3 of A&M. And now all by himself, Sphere with 3 HP, making miracles happen so far. Oh my god, who is going to actually end up taking this round? This is ridiculously close. Sphere going to go for the risky op play. Almost, I think he heard him and spotted him. He's just going to sneak right on by back to B. And Panzer,
Smart play from him too.
Yeah, this is a great. He had to have heard Panzer. Like he had to have heard him back there. For him to go all the way to B. He kind of spotted him, looked that way like he saw. You might have heard him or saw him, but gets the bomb plant at B, going to back all the way up onto the high ground. This is really well played. They actually might end up meeting in an awkward meeting back here in the back of B.
I think this is where he's going to watch too, because he doesn't stand too much of a chance of taking a fight onto the site there. He's got only 3 HP, and Bogdan's law says to pick up the op if you've got low HP. So we'll see if it pays off here. He's going to let him walk by. Panzer is going to be looking around for him. I don't think he's... This could be really well played. He's got the molly to work with. Panzer has the smoke, though. I know the molly's going to go down. He's going to smoke it off and get on the bomb right away. Let's see if he hits the shot. First got 1 chance here. Spraying away with the Glock. Not going to be able to find him. The defuse is going to come in for UH Premier. And the kill on the Sphere. Panzer going to clutch out that round. Oh, just so unfortunate for Sphere there. I think he played it so well and then just not able to clutch it out because he had a Glocker or sniper to pick. And I mean, when he's shooting through smoke, you just start to sort of clench up there a little bit and wondering whether they're going to get the kill.
Yeah, that was what we would call unfortunate a little bit right there. That whole round was actually cool to watch, just kind of like the gamesmanship between both teams. But overall, great play from Panzer. All he didn't get there in time. Smoke covered him up just enough, and now we're sitting at a 3-3 even round so far. Once again, working the back of B-halls and I guess kind of the T-connector area, and looking to find some opening, even trying to spray a little bit right there through the top. Cute little attempt to try to maybe get a bit of a nice spray, but Ghost finding his way on top. Over, he meets the bullets of Cool Kids, but Heroxer trades him out. Looking at the back of sight, Heroxer gets another one. And right now, once again, A&M having a little bit of the time of their life, getting on over to A, 1 over on Blue Train. They're trying to push further up, but they're kind of getting some of the trouble in the back of Cash D, holding them off and trying to figure out where the fire is coming from Fire Chung as well. And we'll see how well they can defend. They got one coming down the lane right now. They managed to get Smoothie, but they trade out once again. Heroxer really putting on a show today. Cash D by himself doing some damage. It finally gets Heroxer one of the leads right now for A&M. Only 1 player remaining now for the side of UH, and UH ain't going to make it out of this round. That is another round for A&M. They're having a pretty easy time getting on A. Like I'm a little bit surprised. I don't think like the smokes or anything like that are like overly special at the moment.
Yeah, they're not even really throwing smokes, to be very honest. I mean, there's maybe smoking off one or two things, but they're just kind of beating UH to these spots, the important spots to control at the start of rounds. That's like T-Con, Ladder, Ivy. They're just winning all the battles to control these areas, and when you can control those 3 choke points, you can get onto the A site and just wreak havoc. And now they forced UH onto a full save.
Well, Cool Kids has had enough. He's going to he's going to A connector to meet his maker, but unfortunately, Smoothie takes him down. Ants is here though as well, waiting for him to see if they can spot him. One taps Sans in the dome piece. Another one goes down, and now on this eco, we are seeing UH get completely picked apart. One trade does go down, but one is not going to be enough in this case. Panzer all by himself coming down Pop Dog. We'll try to do something, not able to make it happen. One more round for Texas A&M. And
yep, this is another one for them there, and they're doing really, really well to not lose too many people. I mean, they only lost one there on the eco, so their money's still pretty good, and they're going to want to keep that money good, because if you can keep your money good on the T side of train, you can kind of like dominate the first half and then have a really easy time closing out the map.
Indeed. Round number 9 for this map going on. CT's still looking to, interestingly enough, pick a heavy spot on A site right now. They're kind of getting bullied a little bit right here, but got a pretty good split right here. Ghost trying to spray through Ivy to see if he could get anything. Fire Chong obviously on the other side, aware of what's going on right now. Herox are setting up on the A connector side, and we also have, it looks like, Malf close to Pop Dog. So they have a pretty good surround on every single entry point if they want to come in. If they time this out, this could really scare Houston, maybe, but at the same time, Houston is all over A right now, so this is not going to be exactly easy for them to pull off. And Fire Chong having to back up as he gets mollied off. Herox gets stance on the entry. Who's going to find who here, though?
They actually have no idea that these two players have snuck in their backlines right now. They have no idea that B could be a possibility through their own spawn, but Cool Kids is going to find one on the Malfear. Now looking to take control of T-Con, and he'll find the damaged Rockstars. Spur finds Cash D to train things out. Ghost is going to find one as well. Cool Kids makes it a pair of kills, but Spur going to take him out finally, and now in a 2-on-1. The A site is going to belong to the Texas Aggies. Panzer once again coming in to retake onto this A site, and I believe you're right. A site is starting to become a bit of a problem, and it's got to get a bit disheartening for Panzer to keep rotating into these awful situations.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. So looking at this though, I mean, Panzer still does have a chance. We have Smoothie down with 31 HP. If he gets a good shot off on him, obviously he's spotted pretty well. Oh, Sparrow looking the wrong way, but Smoothie, he sees him on the other side. He's hiding behind, trying to dance and dribble a little bit. He gets taken down. Panzer, once again, with another beautiful clutch play right there. I mean, this is some great play. Is he going to make the bomb defuse, though?
Yeah, he has it.
Oh,
he has
God. Kind of get scary at the moment. I'm like, after a play like that, you need to get rewarded with the defuse. Have a round for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, he did really, really well to finally get that retake, and he's doing well. I mean, his team's kind of even right now on the scoreboard. You don't really have anybody stepping out ahead of the pack. I mean, it's kind of the same story, really, for the Fighting Aggies, but I mean, it's still, I mean, it's still anybody's game at this point. You see the economy of Houston is still really, really struggling despite them winning rounds here, so they're going to need to win a couple in a row to kind of stabilize things here in the first half.
Yeah. Well, now we're seeing a little bit of a more favorable split towards the A site, at least on the A connector side, and right outside of there, we're pretty close to spot it will be Cool Kids, as well as also Sans playing on top of Blue Train. Manages to get rewarded for it. He takes down Sver, and now on the backside, Malf trying to spot anybody else that might pop up, and while he might have a little bit of an opening, he has an op. Can Malf find anybody from the long range right now? Oh, I think he just saw somebody really quick on the backside of Ivy. Can Fire Chong will have to be careful. Somehow, in the midst of all of this, Ghost is all the way over on B side. He's managed to walk by Panzer, who's playing the bottom side of B side. Now Ghost spots Panzer, takes him down. Quick bomb plant coming out. This is going to be huge for Ghost to try to get any of these entry pickoffs that are coming back on the site. Fire Chong going to the backside. Oh, won't get caught. Oh no, he will get caught in time, but not able to turn around for Sans in time. On site still one player, and that is Heroxer, who's been an all-star a lot of this game. Gets a beautiful Kobe on
Just doing a ton of damage. And that's Cool Kids finding Heroxer finally down a one-on-one. Malf has the molly. Is he going to throw it on at the right time? He's got to be able to hear this. Cool Kids taps the bomb. Looks up ahead. See if he can find him. The molly should come out soon.
He spotted him. Oh, he heard him too. I think it's too late now.
Yeah,
for
this
sure.
is the much better way to do it, is to just kind of toy with them like this and make sure you see him getting off the bomb. And yeah, I think he can manage it a little bit better that way. I believe the last play that they had there, the player was weak up in halls. I think that was Spur. I think he was weak, so he couldn't really do that jiggling. But Malf did a perfect job there. Instead of having a hard time maybe with a smoked off bomb and having that op in hand, he has the CZ out. Just kind of played with him with the jiggle peaks. So
Yeah.
well played to him. And it looks like actually UH is going to go for they're just going for broke here. I mean, they're fully reset on that round loss. So it is a one tactic you can use instead of saving up twice. We'll see what they're able to do here.
Indeed. Looking at it, Cool Kids right now, going back to the Pop Dog side, trying to play it a little bit closer. Meanwhile, we still have another kind of default setup for A, and look at Ghost finding 2 taps. Cool Kids does give the payback, and Cool Kids pays it all back right now with almost taking out everybody on the A&M side. Gets one more with Malf. And this is ended up turning into a really crazy round. Bomb picks up, Sever's on the run. Everybody's on the move right now, trying to make something happen. Heroxer thinks he needs to entry on the B side, and Sans all by himself. He's going to have to end up making some sort of a play right here, and he sees them on site. Oh, he sees them. Oh, not able to hit with the scout shot right there, and the bomb does get up, does end up going down. And A&M set it up one more time for themselves, just like they have been doing. These little cute bomb plants, able to get away up and around, and you know, they're almost setting up for a Heroxer. So beautiful spray from Fire Chong right there, ends up getting Sphere down, and now looks like Sans will get the bomb plant for it. One round back to Houston, 5-6. Man, I cannot believe that this game is just going back and forth like this. Every time you think, you know, something like A&M might have momentum, Houston just pops back and gets another big play on the defensive side, whether it's Panzer, whether it's these 2v2 plays, which we just saw with Sans and Fire Chong. This is really turning into a fun match right now. I didn't expect this out of Train, to be to be honest with you.
I mean, I didn't think it was going to be this close, because I thought that the Fighting Texas Aggies had a bit of an advantage coming into this one over UH Premier. So I mean, I didn't think it was going to be this close to start things off. I mean, they do have the advantage on the T side here, as Ghost is going to come out of ladder, find a cheeky little kill on the Cool Kids there. It was just sporting a deagle, but he'll be taken out for it. Yeah, I mean, in us, you see they have 3 Deagles in armor. They have kind of a similar buy to what UH Premier had last round. And oh, Smoothie with another one on a Panzor, who as Panzor finds Ghost coming into the site. Looks like they'll be able to get the bomb plant onto B, and it'll be another retake situation on the B site for UH Premier. So just as the A site was becoming very troublesome for UH Premier, it seems that B is having the same similar problems, as they Fighting Texas Aggies have decided to change their destination.
I think this is a really good gameplay and game adjustment on the reaction side from A&M. They're realizing that Houston is starting to stack really heavy on the A site, and so B might be a little bit more vulnerable and open, and especially with an entry like that from Ghost, that will draw some of the fire, and the players may be a little bit more over to them. But as you can see, the players right now are just saving. No reason to kind of get into this weird fight with A&M on the B side, which I've had so much trouble with as well. And A&M will get another round, getting a little bit closer and increasing their lead right before half to 7-5.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is, I don't know. At this point, I'd say it's things are still leaning towards A&M, just because, you know, 7 rounds on Train is a good half on any day, any way you put it. So, you know, despite the current meta maybe being a little more T-sided, for good teams like this, I mean, we have obviously 2 very good teams here. That's why the game is so close. But I mean, you got to give it to the T side if it's Train and they're winning.
Oh.
Ghost is hitting shots.
Ghost is nutty right now. This is wild.
He's hitting these taps, and it's allowing his team to get out into sight there. You see Rocks are getting pretty far into the site. Sphere's going to join up and find a kill of his own. Malf now just holding the flank, and he might be able to catch out Panzer, and Panzer getting a little impatient this time, going to go down, but Cash D finds the first frag of the round for UH Premier.
Oh.
Just before they get shut down in tandem, Heroxor and Smoothie are going to find an 8th round for Texas A&M.
Everybody falls fast. Cash D kind of maybe had a little bit of a better opportunity, maybe on site. He had an A&M planter right next to him, but he decided to go through the smoke, get somebody on the further side. Missed the opportunity to deny the bomb, but yeah, didn't look like it mattered too much as everybody just ended up falling. And really, this is kind of just a lot of forceful play from A&M. They're very comfortable with you know, putting out the entry frags. Obviously, Ghost is a big part of that. Heroxer as well. They're managing to find some shots. I think they just spotted Heroxer on the A, or at least on the A connector side. But with only one player sitting on B, and that was Panzer going down, that leaves B side completely open. And once again, for the umpteenth whatever time, they have to work some sort of a retake right here. And Cool Kids in, between two players ends up going down. On the long side, we see maybe Fire Chong can get a shot or two off. Trying to get some taps with that ESPS. Ghost, though, returns the favor. And now it's really up to Cash D as Sans is just a little bit too far away. Cash D's already committed on site. At this point, Sans will just have to do what he can to maybe get an exit frag or trade out. Heroxer tries to do some peek shots right here. He thinks somebody's there, but there really isn't. And not able to get Malf down before he turns around in time. Might have had a Heroxer with only 7 HP, but he caught Malf first. Two players go down, though. Look at that, right at the end of the round.
Malf and Heroxer did end up going down, so it was all for naught. As far as that pistol player coming in late and finding that exit frags, I mean, that's what they should have all been doing.
How much damage do you actually take on the backside of B? Like if you're like we saw earlier, you know, where you're kind of peeking or sitting in the back of upper B or in the halls. How much damage do you actually take from the bomb? You know,
it could only be a few things, but there are a few ticks of damage there. As Ghost is going to go down early in this one, but Malf's going to trade him out. Heroxer there only had about 7 HP to work with, and then Malf took a lot of damage, kind of trading him out or saving his life for that flanking player that was Sans there. So I mean, Sans did a lot more than you think with just a few pistol shots. So Heroxer and Sphere are going to find a couple. Sans is going to find another one with the AWP. Malf is going to be looking to figure out where he is, but the A site has been taken control of, and I don't think the CTs are aware. Kuka goes down as Malf finds one more here, and now the op of Sans is going to be all alone in a 3-on-1 retake on the A site.
And so far, not so good for Houston. And oh my God, Smoothie finding him right behind him right there to take the last round before half. 10-5 in favor of Texas A&M. Really hot start for them. You know, for the 5 great defensive rounds that Houston put up, it just looked like Texas A&M were just way more comfortable, way more aggressive, and were managing to take more of the gunfights. Now, we have seen a turnaround here as, you know, T side on a map like this can be a bit more volatile just because of the sides being a little bit more split up. The rotations are a little bit harder to find sometimes, depending where you're at. And, you know, we'll see if this could maybe turn around for Houston. As we've seen for a lot of teams, once they flip sides, it seems like something kind of activates inside of them, or they at least take advantage of their side that they've been on. So here we go. Round number 16. Swap sides. Houston on the T side, A&M on the CT side. Nice little 2-1-2 split currently at the moment, at least from what I'm seeing. And Cool Kid's trying to find an opening, eats a couple bullets, but Smokes managed to come on site. And now here comes Cool Kids through the smoke. Where is he going to find an opening? He does manage to get a close fight versus Heroxer, but the help comes in and goes Malf. Everybody's starting to take down. Oh my God, and that is going to be the round just like that.
I think that was a team ace. I think that was actually a team ace.
That was gorgeous. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, great pistol round there from Fight and Aggies. I think they had a good pistol round in the first half as well, although UH from here was able to take it. We'll see. We're going to end up seeing the CT side take it both times here. UH from here goes through a play that I don't think is so good. I mean, they are 2 players buying utility, and then they smoke off a couple spots on A site, but I think you really do need at least 3 smokes in certain spots to do a good take on the A site. When the USB has such good shots at distance, you want to be able to put items between, or blocks, like, what am I trying to say? Trying to put stuff between you and your opponent so you can close the distance, and I think it's easier to do that on the B site. This Cool Kids is going to find a 1-deek there on the Malf, and then finally get taken out by the Nova of Heroxer.
Who needs to close distance when you got an Eagle, right? You know. Oh, there we go.
Who buys a Nova, as Heroxer is going to go down with the CZ.
This is something he does, though. This is something he does. We noticed it, Mahone and I, when we were casting this match last week, we noticed Heroxer does this on round 2. He buys a Nova almost all the single time. It's very kind of like his typical, it's like his little thing. It's very standard on his side. But some trades coming up on A side. Sans takes down Ghost. Fair takes down Sans. Now we're down to a 2-on-2 once again. Not a lot of HP except on Panzer right now, and Firechunk might be able to find himself Sphere. Indeed he does, and now it is all up to Smoothie. Even though he does have the gun advantage, that HP disadvantage is very brutal. He sees the gun spotted, but not enough before one more shot takes him down. Houston takes one run back. This is what they need. This is exactly what they need right now. They need to deny A&M this early round advantage, because so far, anytime we see a lot of these teams go up 13, 14 rounds, even though they sometimes find, late game onslaughts, they end up just, not able to forcefully come back or recover all of those rounds. So you want to try to deny as many of those early rounds as you possibly can.
Yeah, it becomes hard. Yeah,
it's bad,
It becomes hard to come back from it just because of the way Counter-Strike is structured as a game. I mean, you have to save sometimes. You're giving up a couple rounds. It's because of a few little mistakes that in certain scenarios. So it looks like the B site, this is going to be UH Premier's destination. They're going to do it just like they're going to feed Texas A&M a little bit of their own medicine here, I think. I think that's what their goal is. They're just going to bowl into the site and just find the entries. I mean, this map can be a lot about confidence sometimes. So maybe they were able to reset, like you said, at half, and then now they're getting their confidence rolling, trying to hit shots and doing really well on their T sides. I think it's fun to play T side when your whole team's kind of rolling together.
It was brutal, though. The smokes, though, are for sure really delaying right now the entry point for the Aggies. And quick little trade right there. Ghost gets Cool Kids, but they are down to 2 at the moment. And Heroxer and Cool Kids are going to have to really do an aggressive job of taking side if they even want to get a chance to even touch the bomb. And at this point, I think they're just going to look to trade out as best they can. Heroxer gets 2 with the CZ, but now picks up a gun, able to get out of there. Let's see how much damage he takes. And oh my god, everything goes down. All the CT side falls. It's over.
I mean, trying to find it. Yeah, they got kind of caught in an awkward position. He kind of hung around a little too long. I think he was expecting somebody to exit on his side, and nobody did. So he just kind of caught in that position, and you're going to take a lot of damage there, as we saw him do in the last half as well. So Heroxer's enemy in this case is the bomb on B site, and that's what's got the most kills against him, I think, in this game.
Well, here comes the choo-choo train coming up through B site. Looks like they're going to head down to B halls and then on to B site. Sphere going to be the first person of entry, and can he stop them? No, he can't. But on the top side of B halls, Ghost stops Panzer with a one-shot. He picks up the AK, gets rewarded with another gun. Can he get the headshot through there? Not able to get Ants, but he does some good damage on him. Remaining 2 CTs right now, Smoothie and Heroxer have their work a little bit cut out for them, but they might have a chance if they can at least just get one more kill. No, they can't. Cool Kids with the SMG, a little bit too much for the USPSs of the CT side in that close range battle right there. And look at Houston. Look at Houston.
Yeah, I mean, they're rolling now. I mean, this is a great start to the half, and they're being able to get the op on the stance here. And this is what was supposed to be a buy round for Texas, but they keep buying like a little bit too much into these rounds. So this good. I mean, looking at the buy here from Texas A&M, this is just not like looking too good as they try to get their economy in order. Once they got reset there off that pistol, things got a little bit rough for them. So we'll see what UH Premier is going to go for here. And fighting Texas Aggies obviously really wants to have good utility in their first CT buy round.
Well, right now, a little bit of a slower setup right here, more of a default side split across all over the map, and Molly coming out, Smoothie gets sprayed through the slow down to 13 HP. Sands trying to get in on some of that action as well. And right now, if you're Smoothie, you don't want to get anywhere near them or hope a HE comes your way, or you might be falling down. They're slowly creeping up through Ivy right now at the moment, trying to find some sort of a pick off if they possibly can get a little bit more information. They pulled off a B, now down over into Pop Dog right now as well, so A side has to be on guard completely, but they do have a pretty nice split. I mean, they're looking at Pop Dog from long distance with Ghost and the Deagle, as well as also this good position for support for Smoothie on this side as well into Ivy. And right now, just UH a little bit slower, not committing just yet. And I think this is smart because even though it's on an eco round, they really want to try to make sure that, wherever they go into, they take it with as much confidence and dominance as they possibly could. And here we go. Here comes the smoke setups, and we should see the entry right now. And indeed, here it comes. Smokes all over the place. This is much better of a smoke placement than we have seen, but Roxer finds a bit of an opening right there on his own right. Can he stop anybody else? Oh my god, these Deagle shots are just ending the life out of everybody, but the rifles right now are doing way too much damage on the side of Texas A&M. Sorry, Houston, and only one remaining player, and that is Malf, and eventually Cash D takes him out as well. Close. That was actually really close. The trades could have been so much worse too.
And well, yeah, what's to note there is that you see the way that Texas played that against UH Premier. Like I said, or the way UH Premier played that against Texas. Rather, it's more like about them playing against Texas in this situation. Because Texas, the way they bought that round, the way they set up that round, the way UH Premier did that, they thought that Texas was going to buy. So they threw the smoke execute on the A side, and that's actually not a good thing to do against an Eagle because it just cuts the distance with the pistols, and we saw them pay the price for that. They almost lost the round. So I mean, Texas with a bit of a weird thing to do to not buy in that round, but they really wanted the utility and the op on Malf here. So I guess it's to each their own, and they were able to play on the advantage a little bit, and it almost paid off for them there.
Indeed. Now looking at Houston right now, they're still playing a little bit of the slower default setup at the current moment, trying to find once again another opening of some sort over in Ivy, but a nice cute little 4-stack over on A side. Ghost will drop back over to B to get ready to support his teammate in case they do come this way, but you know, maybe the A stack wasn't a bad decision in the first place, as the surroundings right now on the outskirts of this A side are completely filled up with the T's, so it really just depends on where they want to go, and it looks like they're just trying to set up right now maybe a smoke positioning or placement, and indeed they are. Here comes Firechong throwing one over. Another smoke, another flash, and here we go. Once again, another A-side attempt to take. Good job of smoking off the backside of A-side. And they also get Sans, or sorry, they get Smoothie via the op of Sans. Great little entry right there. Boost, though, coming up on the side of Mal, seeing if he gets smoke. That smoke doing a great job of covering the plant. Rocks are trying to get something through the smoke right there, trying to jiggle peek with an op. So far, the trades are going in favor of UH once again, and 3-2. Can they retake the site? Can they get a shot off? And Roxer, this is going to be big on him if he could take Sansa out there with the op that's sitting waiting for him.
And yeah, I mean, this is a very close round at this point. He's getting on it, and it looks like Cash D is going to spray out and take down Ghost before finally Malf kind of gets stuck there. Was he like lagging or something?
I don't know what was going on. Like, I don't know if he was trying to get rid of the op so they couldn't grab it.
He just I was just like, I was watching his model. I'm like, what is he doing?
That's kind of funny. Wow. Well, great run right now. Great run for Houston right now so far. I think 4 rounds in a row so far, and we're almost tied up. And now you see only a 1-round advantage for A&M, being 11-10. Firechong and the boys from Texas A&M, or sorry, for the boys from Houston are on a roll. Let's see if they can find another opening. A little bit of a lighter setup right now, going in the A side, a couple smokes here and there, but nothing really defending them too hard. Malf, meanwhile, creeping up, finds himself somebody on the upper side of a pop dog, and he'll go right back down and back on site where he's got some teammates waiting to help him out. Meanwhile, in A there are a couple players, but Firechong digs both of them out. Smoothie and Malf have no response right there. And with this Eco, just, yeah, I mean, they'll probably just trade out. There's not really much that they could do at this point. Even though we've seen some riskier rounds, this is just not going to be the case.
No, there's not too much bought into this for the Texas Aggies. I mean, so this is going to be another one for UH Premier, as their Roxer's going to find one on to Panzer there, but Cool Kid's going to take him out. And Cool Kid's going to be on a second op T side here. This is a little bit ode to Virtus Pro here from the side of UH Premier to find 2 ops on the T side. I think Cool Kid's is kind of having second thoughts about that now, as he's throwing the op out of the map. Oh yeah, that's what he's doing. Throwing the op out of the map, making sure that Spur can't go find it. Although that's not what he's doing anyway, as Cash D may find out momentarily. And he'll spray and take him down.
Indeed.
So yeah, it's 11-11 now, and things are tied up. So UH Premier playing really, really well here on their T side, and I mean, this was unexpected. I didn't think this was going to happen. So I mean, this could go right down to the wire. Texas could be in a little bit of trouble if they can't get some traction soon, because they're slipping, and they're slipping hard.
Now, talk to me. I mean, how is there a way that you like smoke setups on A side, since we're seeing a lot of these happen right now on the A default site? What do you like to smoke off on this site?
I think you need to get the smoke at least 1, 2, maybe 3 on the bomb train, and then if you're not going to do the first one here close on the side of the bomb train, you got to get Ivy smoked off here. And trades are going to happen in the A side once again, as UH Premier is making their way into the A side, but they're a little scrambled up right now over by E-Box. Luckily for them, A&M had not gotten in position. Spur's going to spray, and Malf going to help him out, taking down Cash D and Sands, but Penzor going to spray and take down them as well. So that's 2 frags for him quickly. Now UH Premier with the 2-1 advantage, and Cool Kid's going to spray and take down the Ghost with a really nice headshot there. They'll pick up the... Oh, I was thinking about the op. He did get the op. Okay, he did get an op, just not that op. Yeah, so now UH Premier, they have the lead. I mean, Texas has to eco once again, so now they're going to be looking at 13 rounds. This is really just not like Texas A&M, and at the same time, it's like this is some great play from Houston. So I think it's a little bit of both as far as what's going on here. Texas maybe taking their CT side a little too lightly.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel for Roxer because he's really playing like an all-star, winning a lot of the gun duels, doing a great job of defending, playing, you know, even in risky spots as we see. Smoothie, though, gets spotted in between the smoke. He gets taken down pretty quick, but goes on the backside once again with the Deagle magic. 3 down for him. Fire Chong finally stops the madness. Yeah, they just can't believe it that this is happening right now. It's just like, wow, that they're getting deeked so hard by just one player. It's all up to Fire Chong, and Mouth finally helps out Roxer with Fire Chong, and God, they needed that. They needed that stop. This was just a
yeah. I mean, and they hardly invested into that. They just had Deagles and armor. So I mean, a strong play out of them, but unfortunately, so many rounds in a row for the side of Houston and here, and you're going to see a huge buy for them in this round. And I mean, in the next round, they could force something out too, as the lost bonus is going to complement a couple players that do have a little bit of money. Still, the Texas A&M may have let Houston a little too far into the back end of this one, and I thought they kind of had this one maybe wrapped up with the way that they were playing in the first half. But now we're seeing it given right back to them here as through the molly is going to be Cool Kids. That turns out to be a mistake, as Hiroxer is going to find both him and Cash D coming out to try to help out in the trading. But Ghost is going to go down to Stance, and Fire Chong is going to find one as well. That even things out at a 3-on-3. Panzer's tapping away, just trying to take out Hiroxer from the bomb train. That's going to make things even in a 2-on-2 now, as Spurs is going to find one into Fire Chong.
And
the headshot
sends him away. Smoothie
right
all
to the
down
Shadow
here.
Realm.
Let's see if he can hold it down. Obviously, the bomb is still not down, so he's got a little bit of time to play patiently. But I don't know if they know that he's there over in Hot Dog. Well, they are kind of looking at it, so they know he's there. Smoothie, though, good initial shot, but Sans rotates around and he gets the final kill of the round right there. And one more round back to Houston just after Texas A&M might have taken a little bit of momentum away. Houston gets it right back. This is wow. I mean, this is exceeding all my expectations for, you know, what I would have expected for this match.
I mean, things are so close in these final rounds. Every single, you know, frag matters in a big way. And you see now Texas once again on eco, and they're gonna need to get together after this eco and consider that, you know, any mistakes after that could put Houston onto map point in a game that they had no business being involved in at this point, given the way the first half went. So Texas A&M got a lot to talk about after this one, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, well, we see Sphere trying to push up over here into Pop Dog to get maybe a little bit more information. Meanwhile, over in Ivy, Mouth might be encountering a couple T's as well with Sanson. Panzer chilling and waiting for him right there. Meanwhile, Ghost has managed to work his way up into A connector. So right now on the CT side, the Aggies are actually getting quite a bit of game info in regards to what is going on. But Cookies does have to be a little bit careful as, Cool Kids has to be careful as they drop down. Oh, Severe just walked right out of that molly right there just to get a little waiting time before they drop down. Could be maybe a little encounter with Cash D, instead decides to opt out and not go that route. Meanwhile, Fire Chong ends up fighting Ghost in the backside. Ghost, by the way, has been playing incredible this series. Gotta give him a little bit of props. The dude's been the dude's been a bad man with the Deagle. Like he's got some ancestors like from the old Western days. You know, just used to be a cowboy or something like that. And how he's playing. And Cool Kids and Panzer though enter the site, pretty much rip everybody's face off. All by himself, coming down the ladder, stuck. That's always an unfortunate situation when you're coming down ladder and have to get into a firefight in that regards. Always the inaccuracy that goes along with it.
Yeah, kind of with a pistol at least. I mean, you kind of got a little bit of a better chance, but now you see where Texas is stuck in a really rough spot here because they're getting fully reset there. I mean, now they're just buying into it and they're really hoping for the best here because you're seeing only one rifle and they're just going for broke. They're not even going to worry about going into overtime here. They're just going to try to get back into this one. And I mean, this could be a little bit of frustration coming out on their half with this forced buy. But we'll see if they're able to make it work. I mean, they're going to have to if they want a chance at staying involved in this game. So a little bit of confusion in the B halls there, a little team damage, but no kills. Panzer. Yep. Yeah, he almost took him out there as a little peek from Mouth, just trying to find something, and Stance now going to be waiting for every peek, but not going to be obliged as Texas A&M now going to bring their default into a halt and hope that they're able to catch an angle onto a peeking Houston player, but they're being met by an equally solid default that's just not moving. So I mean, it's going to be up to somebody's got to make the first move here, and we'll see where this first gunfight's going to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately takes a bit of damage dropping down that pop dog right there area, but as we look and see, Roxer doing a good job of holding down, making sure nobody comes through Ivy, but his back is a little bit open. Sphere might be the only defense he's got on the backside, and really dangerous as well. Smoothie sitting right next to 2Ts. He hears the nades coming down. Here comes the drop down, but he catches one of the CZ. Can he get a second one? Gets out of there, picks up the AK, almost manages to spray him down. Meanwhile, on the A connector side, we had a spray down of Sphere, who was sitting just trying to wait and anticipate anybody there. Wasn't able to find him. Smokes off currently almost all the CTs at the current moment. They're trying to take some shots on the other side, but not able to find anybody with that 5.7. Cash D takes down the Roxer, and it's really up to Ghost right now until Malf can join him, and he's kind of coming in a little bit late. Bomb does finally get planted, not able to dink anybody through the little cracks and peaks right there. But there's Malf with another shot. Panzer takes him down, and now we have a 1-on-2 scenario. It's really up to Malf to save maybe the Aggies series right here. Picks up a rifle. I like this. He picked up the rifle. Very smart. He gets two. He gets two. He's got a chance to defuse. Does he have a kit? He doesn't have a kit,
but he's got the time for sure to get that one. Little play from Malf there, rotating into the site and helping out Heroxer. I was hoping to see Heroxer find the kill there, but he just did a really, really good job of staying alive. And I mean, that can be, in some cases, I wish new Counter-Strike players would understand this. In some cases, just staying alive in a site and being like a needle in the side of your opponents just because they have to kill you before they do anything. Staying alive can be more important than peeking out and finding those kills, and I think a lot of new Counter-Strike players, once they learn to kind of grasp that, then they get to that next level of sort of team communication and team play, because that's exactly what Heroxer did there, and then Malf's able to come in and find the final frags of that round and give the Texas Aggies a chance in this one.
Malf saw somebody crossing right there. Panzer came back through twice over, and now he's on top of Train. Tried to stay alive, and really being risky playing on top of Train. Heroxer, they'll find somebody right on site with him. Can he get another one? He can't. And now we're looking and seeing as this huge fight through the smoke might actually end up happening. Goes pushing forward, throws up a nade, almost manages to get Panzer with an HE, but he does manage to find somebody with a pop down right behind him. 180 no, almost a, well, pretty much a 180 no scope. He obviously didn't have a scoped gun.
There's no scope on there.
Yeah, he has no scope on there, but hey, we're gonna give him that no scope anyways. Have one for you, just because.
And now we're gonna see a timeout from the Texas Aggies, who have lost a player. Actually, believe it or not, they won that round 4-on-5 as for lagged out of the round midway through. So I mean, it looks like his client crashed according to his teammates. So getting back into that one, now the game is tied, and it looks like a difficult decision is going to be made by UH Premiers. They're going to buy into this, and it looks like one player is going to be, or a couple players are going to be left on Galils or SMGs, depending on what they choose. I mean, Sans may go for a scout here. We saw how well it worked out for Malf in the past. He is going to go for an AK and no head armor, which is a interesting decision. We've seen the aimers on Texas Aggies. We've seen what Ghost can do, what Heroxer can do. I mean, really, Heroxer is doing a good job of putting the word hero in his own name, the way he's playing. Like in that round, just trying to go big and do what he can, knowing one of his players had lagged out. And in such a close game, too. I mean, this is getting crazy.
Absolutely wild, and you can see some of the animosity and kind of anticipation, or I guess some of the anxiety coming up right now on the side of Houston. They're trying to make a move and now really forcing themselves, almost all of them, over to B site. Does a quick little job, good job by Far trying to make sure that nobody pops up right behind them right away. But now here comes a heavy entry on the B side. He's working the train, can't find anybody. Hops off to the side. Great little scaling right there, trying to find a bit of an opening, and indeed he does. Trades out. 2 on the way for Houston, and they got to make something happen right here. They back up through the smoke. They're kind of a little bit on the backside of site. They don't really want to fight. They'd rather wait until Texas A&M pushes forward and commits before they retake the site. Molly's all over the place, making it a little bit of a treacherous area to walk around. They do have Cash D on site though. Quick scopes take out 2 players right away. Sans and Cash D falling down. It is going to be up to Panzer. Panzer takes down Heroxer. And did they have somebody disconnect? Where's Fire Charm? Oh, they just diffused.
Yeah, they just diffused it. There was a ninja from just a ninja there. Player got on. I think Ghost just got right on it, and there. I mean, and that's an interesting decision for him to go for it. I mean, he is a player who had an op in that scenario, so I mean, retaking that side with 2 ops and an AK on Rockstar. I mean, credit to him. He's playing huge right now topping 33 frags on the night for him. So, I mean, he's gone big in this game for his team. And what should have been, I mean, it should have never maybe been this close for Texas A&M. At least a great showing here from UH Premier, but we'll see what they're able to do here. They only have 1 AK-47 to their name and a couple SMGs and Nickel Lil. So, I mean, they're going for broke here. They're busting out Ivy, looking for a conflict, trying to just find somebody to take out here from the back line. So that's Rockstar finding one, Ghost finding another, and another on pins, or now Sans and Cash D left all alone to save the day for their teams.
So fast. Oh,
that's gonna be it.
That's game 16 to 14. Unbelievable recovery right there from Texas A&M. That's the definition of bracing up right there, up against the rope. Kind of were looking like they were in a bit of trouble, but locked it down in the final rounds. That was just great play. I was gonna say, obviously MVPs right there were Ghost and Haroxer. They you know, when the time came, they showed up. They turned into studs, and
yeah, I mean, it was definitely Haroxer. Just at any point around, if a big thing needed to be done, he was doing it, and Ghost was just opening up sights for his team with his group. Like, he was aiming amazingly and winning gunfights that just. You wouldn't see players win these gunfights with the consistency that he was winning them. So yeah, definitely gonna agree with you there, and those two being the MVPs. And I mean, it was almost like a moment there towards the end of the second half where Texas A&M was like, "All right, guys, come on. There's no way we can lose this game at this point. We really gotta get our shit together, I guess." Pardon the language.
No. That's exactly. When it's 14-14 and you got all these trades going on and just all this chaos, that is the exact time to tell your team to get your shit together. I think. But overall stats right there: 35 and 31 from Haroxer and Ghost. Malf, Smoothie, and Sphere 18, 14, and 17 kind of carrying out the backside of the train, but they performed, I think, well as well in their own right in certain regards. On the side of UH, they had a little bit of a closer team performance with Cool Kids with 22, Sans with 23, Cash D with 22, Fire Chung with 15, and Panzer with 17. I feel like Panzer like somehow had a 30K in that game, but it just doesn't show on the stat line. Like his play was bigger than what the final score was.
Yeah, with a lot of especially in the first half. I mean, he had a really tall task, and I mean, most rounds the way he had to go and retake the A side, and a couple times he was able to do it. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, his effectiveness in that game should be huge. I mean, in the roles that he played in the rounds and the importance of what he was able to do there. So yeah, definitely agree with you on that front. But a really close one goes down here. And yeah, that's just, I mean, much closer than what Texas A&M should have let it be after the first half. But I mean, you got to be impressed with Houston regardless if they won that game or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, we got a quick turnaround coming up here in about 20 minutes when we have LSU taking on Alabama. While we get that set up and configured, we want to, let you guys know that we'll be back, so don't go anywhere too far. The stream will go down for a tiny bit while we get everything set up. Just quick thanks again to Twitch, our partners in crime, I guess, in a sense, for all of these years for making collegiate esports happen. Be sure to give them a follow, or if you guys want to follow the Twitch Student Initiative and find out more about what's going on over there. Down in our info tab, if you scroll down on Twitch, you guys can find two little logos that will send you to their Twitter and as well the Twitch community stream site where you can see other collegiate streamers and what they do. Other than that, we do have a Discord channel for our CSL community if you want to join the hundreds, and now definitely I think it's almost 600 different people that are in there. Feel free to type in Discord or exclamation Discord in chat. Keep tabs on our socials for all the scores updates, news, broadcast stuff, whatever else you're looking for in regards to the CSL, at C Star League and as well at Collegiate CSGO, Facebook.com/C Star League. And we, as I said, just trying to get this kind of outro going really quick. We should be back in about 20 minutes with LSU versus Alabama. So don't stray off too far. Get some dinner, and we'll see you then. Any final words, Crackshot?
No, don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys real soon. And yeah, it shouldn't be another barn burner later.
All right, guys, we'll be back. Take it easy.